We've had an accident and we've got to make some repairs. First thing I got to do is get the TJ out of here and we're going to bring the JK in. It's supposed to be spring, but it's only 40 degrees in the garage right now. Well, not quite 40, like 38 degrees. I got the diesel heater running, and I even have the electric heater running today just to give us a quick boost. We'll have it up to about 60 or so in no time. Let me show you what we're working on. All right, this is your standard deer versus vehicle situation. We've got the broken grille, the broken directional, we got the damaged bumper. We are missing one plastic rivet there is broken. The license plate bracket, which is really not a big deal. We still got some deer fur here. I did clean a lot of deer fur out of the air box, believe it or not. The air box on these is right in this area. This is the air box. I took this off, vacuumed all the hair out of it. We've still got hair underneath the radiator shroud. We're gonna get all this off. So we got a bunch of parts to swap out. I went with aftermarket parts because OEM parts are a little bit ridiculous. So we saved a couple $100 going aftermarket. Hopefully they work. This is the grille. Down here we have the bumper. We've got the new turn signals. And then there's a gasket for this on top of the grille and seals the grille to the hood. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start pulling this apart. Should go pretty easy, I think. In theory, kind of. I'm somewhat hopeful. Should be fine, right? All right, we'll start with pulling all these plastic rivets out. I don't have any hardware, so I want to try to reuse most of this if I can. Well, I'll have to find that one, I guess. Hopefully I didn't break it. There's no piece stuck in there, so hopefully it's over there. Fully intact, didn't break it. Supposedly this thing just comes off. There's some clips on the back. You just have to pull, and not sure if I'm going to be able to reuse any of these clips. We don't have to unhook the wire on this side, but this one over here is just a little quarter turn. Look at that hole, pushed right through. That was that bolt right there that poked through that. All right, I don't see anything else broken. A little piece there broken, but I think that's just gonna have to stay broken off. I don't have any parts anyway, so I'm gonna try to get this taken off so I get the, I keep wanting to call it dog fur because that's all we have around this house, but try to get the deer fur out of here. And this is more of the same, these clips. These are those Christmas tree style clips. Ooh, I ain't getting that one back, I don't think. That one's down behind the battery. Oh, there it is. Saved it. Look at that. It's pretty funny, right? Okay, I don't have any replacement clips, and I don't know if I can get these off of here to reuse them or not. I'm going to give it a try. All right, well, that wasn't too terrible. Came off fairly decent. Whoa, slippery little suckers. Ka-chow. All right, the screwdriver is definitely the tool of choice. couple weeks ago, another deer ran into the side of this Jeep and broke all the plastic rivets out of this fender flare. This Jeep is cursed, I guess. All right, here's the new Grille. Like I said, it's aftermarket. I should be able to find the link if you're looking for a Jeep JK Grille. Maybe you like this one. Maybe you won't. So this one's a little bit different than the broken one. This is a flat finish. It's still glossy, but it's flat. And then this one here is it's kind of a gloss black that's a little shiny. So this is the OEM one, and because it's a Willys, you get the black grille. But there was a couple $100 more, so I opted for this one, which I guess at the end of the day it won't really matter. But it does look a little bit different in terms of color, but it's still black. It should still look pretty good. These are the turn signal marker lights. They're also aftermarket knockoffs. See how they fit. And by the way, it's literally been maybe 20 minutes. Let's call it a half hour since I've been out here. We've already managed to take the chill out of this joint. Herculiner. Anybody ever use Herculiner roll-on? Not sure I'm in love with it, but that's for another project parked out in the driveway. You know, the other Jeep. The one I put the different fenders on about 3 months ago. As I get older, I'm learning time is the precious commodity that we are all missing or thriving or needing or wanting or whatever, but never seems to be enough time for anything. Don't remember it being like this when I was like 20 years old, but that is the case now. So there is a left and a right. I'm not sure which one is which. I imagine they only fit one way. Comes with the socket and the bulb. I was wondering about that because this socket over here got totally destroyed, and we still wanted to have a turn signal, so I just put the bulb in there, taped it up. Not an ideal setup here for sure. Everything's broke. The lock is broke. Looks like we got a loose headlight too. That clip right there is broken, I think. Yeah, the headlight bucket is broken. See that in there? I'm not sure if you can see that. Right there, that headlight bucket is broken. Well, I don't have a headlight bucket, so that is going to be a job for another day. I think what I'll do is I'll put a little dab of silicone on there just to keep it from vibrating around. I got this in the drawer of the toolbox, so I'll try this, see if it works. It says it sticks to almost anything. It's instantly waterproof. Should work. Okay. So it's not long enough to reach in there. You don't want to touch this stuff to anything. Holy cow, is it sticky. I probably regret doing this. I may regret doing that someday, but hopefully when that dries, that'll just keep the headlight from shaking. You know those cars that you meet coming at you at night and the headlights are just kind of shaking around? That's a tad bit annoying. I don't want to be that guy, so hopefully this will work. All right, where were we? We were talking about this light housing and how it came with the socket and everything. Let's make sure it plugs in, shall we? Wonder if it works. Rock and roll. We are good to go. If you're looking for some headlights for your Jeep, I bought these on Amazon like 3 years ago, and they've been perfect. No issues whatsoever, and they are pretty bright. Actually, really bright. All right, so these, it looks like they only go in one way, and they only go into, they're not interchangeable. So the left is the left and the right is the right, and the only thing that holds them in are the plastic clip. Tell you what, these things fit pretty tight. Got a rubber gasket on them. Made in Taiwan. At least it's not China. And they do fit on there pretty tight. All right, I'm gonna go try to get some new clips. I'm not gonna reuse those other ones. I don't know. This one right here doesn't have a clip because that thing right there is broken, so I don't know. I guess they're all right. There's one here that's, all right, let's do this. I got 3, I got 6. Let's see how many over here I got. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I do have all the clips, but I'm just missing the one slot over here, but hopefully that won't affect it too much. I'm going to straighten this out and I'm going to run what I brung. I'm just going to try to reuse all of these. I got all those on, and I'm a fluid film wool wax freak. I put it on everything. I'm going to do this front cross member here in a second too. Living in New England, rust will eat your car up faster than you know how to fix it. The only downside is every time you touch it now, you're going to get covered in dirt and grease and wool wax and all that stuff. But it's a small price to pay. All right, let's see if we can get the grill on. See what it looks like. All right, I put some dielectric grease on all this bulb connections just because all right, these little tabs right here, you probably can't even see them. I wasn't sure if there was a slot for them to go in or not, or how they fit exactly. Turns out they're kind of holding this out. So, I'm going to take my little zip tool here and just buzz them off. Okay. I think it looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it, actually. All right, I'm going to go get all my little plastic rivets and Christmas tree push clip thingamajiggers back installed, and I got to put the hood seal on, and then I got to put the Jeep decal on the hood. And these are all individually. This is not a one. Look at, they're all individual. So I'm going to put this on the grill. I'm going to peel these off and then stick them in the holes, and hopefully that'll match up pretty close. So I'm going to go get a little bit of tape here. All right, let's see. Take this out. There, as long as I don't drop it on the floor. By the way, all of these parts I had to buy separately, and they weren't as easy to find as you might think, because when you look at aftermarket grills, everybody wants those angry eye grill, and you know, the ones that have the eyelids and all that. It's just not for us. So I wanted to find just a standard grill, and when you go to Amazon or you go to Google and you type in replacement grill, replacement Jeep grill, there's a lot of options. Okay. All right, as far as this hood strip goes, this got your standard 3M tape on the back. If you've ever worked with this stuff, if you know that sometimes peeling the back off can be a bit of a struggle, but just going to peel it off. I've already marked it out. I measured it out. There's 2 holes here, and there's 2 holes on the other grill. So I just kind of measured the way that one was installed, and I'm going to do this one the same way, and I'm going to follow the back edge of this, we'll call it a body line, I guess, for lack of a better term, and I'm just going to follow that straight across, and that should work out okay. All right. That ain't going nowhere. All right, this is a fairly easy project that took about an hour. Yeah, about an hour or so. The aftermarket parts fit good. I don't have any reservations about buying aftermarket parts. They're all perfect. I'll put a link in the description for all the parts. Maybe they can help you out in some way, or maybe you can at least take a look at them. We're going to go ahead and do this bumper next, but that'll be in a different video. So I appreciate you watching this one. I appreciate you making it all the way to the end. You are better than most. If you haven't liked the video, please go ahead and do that. If you're not a subscriber yet, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And I guess that's it for this video. See ya.